Welcome to the video on staircase wiring. In this video, I am going to explain the need of a staircase wiring, the components required for constructing a circuit, and finally, how to create a circuit diagram. Let me explain the need of a staircase wiring using this example. So in this picture, you can see an incandescent lamp illuminating the staircase. Assume that you are moving from ground floor to the first floor through the staircase. Say you want to turn on the light. So as you move from the ground floor, you will use the first switch to turn on the light, and then you will move through the staircase, and then after reaching the destination, you will turn on the light by switching off this second two-way switch. In this video, I am going to demonstrate what are the components required to create a setup like this and how to draw a line diagram for creating a setup like this. Now coming to the requirements of a staircase wiring. First is the incandescent lamp. Next is the two-way switch. You can observe that the two-way switch is having three terminals. Let me name the first terminal as T1, the second terminal as C, and the third terminal as T2. With this, let's draw the circuit diagram. I'm using this template. So in this template, this structure is representing the lamp, and these two white boxes with yellow circles, they are representing the switches. So let me name it as switch 1 and switch 2. A two-way switch will have three terminals like this, namely T1, T2 and C. In this switch, we can establish a connection between either C1 and T1 or between C and T2. So that is why this switch is called as a two-way switch. Meaning, when I connect this two-way switch to a power supply, so the phase will be connected to the C terminal and the load will be connected to T1 and T2. So when we establish a connection between C and T1, the current flows through this path, and when the switch is closed between C and T2, current takes this path. So this is the basic understanding of a two-way switch. Now let's complete the circuit diagram. So let me mark the terminals. The center terminal is C, first terminal is T1, second terminal is T2. So likewise I'll do. Now let me connect the phase terminal of the power supply to terminal C of switch 1. Then a wire is connected between the terminals T1 of switch 1 and 2. Similarly, make a connection between T2 of switch 1 and 2. Then take a wire from terminal C of switch 2 and connect it to one end of the lamp like this. The second terminal of the lamp is connected to the neutral terminal of the power supply. Let me write the specification of the power supply. So this is a single phase circuit. The specification is it is a single phase 230 volt 50 Hz AC supply. You must have observed that in the both switches 1 and 2 I have not represented the link. So let me create a link between C and T1, and similarly let me create a link between C and T1 of switch 2. So this state, let me call it as state 1. Okay, meaning the link between C and T1 are closed. When the power flows from the phase terminal, the current takes this path, it enters into C, it flows between C T1, it takes this path, then it flows through T1C, comes here, the current flows through the lamp and reaches the neutral. Thereby, the circuit is closed. At this state, the lamp glows. Moving on to state 2. So in state 2, I'm going to create a connection between C and T1 for the first switch, T2 and C for the second switch. As I turn on the power supply, the current flows from the phase to the C terminal, C to T1, T1 to T1 of the second switch. You can see there is no physical connection between T1 and C. Thereby, the circuit remains open and the lamp is off. Moving on to the third state. In the third state, I'm going to create a link between C and T2 for switch 1, C and T2 for switch 2. Now as I turn on the power supply, current flows from the phase terminal, it goes to the C, then to T2, then to the second switch, then the current flows through the lamp, circuit is closed and the lamp glows. Now coming to the last state, state 4. So in this state, I'm going to create a link between C and T2 for switch 1, C and T1 for switch 2. As I turn on the power supply, the current flows through the phase, it reaches C, T2. As the current comes to the T2 of switch 2, there is no physical connection between T2 and C. Thereby, the circuit remains open and the lamp is turned off. With this, you must have understood that by turning on the position of two-way switches, we can alternatively turn on and turn off a lamp. Now, let's take a live demo.